This will get you set up with R and RStudio on a Macintosh. So on a web browser, you can go ahead and actually just Google R, and it's smart enough to come up with the main site for the R project, CRAN. And to download it, just head on to the download link over here, and that'll make you choose a mirror site, and the first one at the top of the list is just fine. That'll lead you to a page where you can choose which version you want to download. And so since I'm on a Mac, I'm going to choose Download R for Mac OS X, and it'll ask you which version you want. Now, most likely you want the very top version, R 3.2.2, because you're running OS X version 10.9 or higher. If you're not running 10.9 or higher, I'd actually recommend installing the latest operating system, because R is no longer supporting or no longer coming up with updates for versions earlier than this. So 3.2.1 is the latest version that's compatible with 10.6 to 10.8. You might as well upgrade to Mavericks or later to continue onwards. So what you'll do is you'll just go ahead and click on the name of the package file here, and it'll go ahead and start downloading. I've already downloaded it here, so I'm not going to do it again. And what I'm going to do is head over to my downloads folder and just double click on the R package, and it'll set up the standard setup stuff. You can just click on continue. It's all good stuff. You can agree to the license. You can install it in the default place. You'll have to type in your passwords, and it'll just take a few moments to finish installing. And before you know it, you will have R on your computer. All right, so that's the first step. The second step is then to install RStudio, which is going to be the pseudo graphical interface that we're going to use with R that makes our lives a little bit easier. So we can go back to Google and just Google RStudio here. And on the RStudio website, what you're going to do is you're going to click on the Download RStudio link, and you're going to download the desktop version. Download RStudio Desktop, and choose the appropriate file. Now, we're on a Mac. This is for Mac OS X 10.6 or later, so this is the one that you want. You'll click on it and it will download. I've already downloaded it here, so I'm going to go ahead to the Downloads folder, double click on the RStudio package, and it will begin the installation. And what you want to do is you just want to drag RStudio app to the applications folder, and it'll go ahead and copy it there. You'll hear a little ding when it's done, and you will be good to go. So what are we actually going to be using in this class? Well, we're going to be using RStudio. It's possible to open up R by all itself, but in general, we don't really need to do that. In my applications, I am just going to go into RStudio here and open that up directly. So in fact, one useful thing is to take RStudio and to drag it down onto your taskbar somewhere. I've already dragged it down here before. And then you can just click on that instead of having to navigate to it. So what I'm going to do is open up RStudio. And what you'll see is it'll verify that the installation occurred. It'll say, hey, you downloaded this off the internet. You sure you want to open it? Yes, we do. And you'll be greeted with the RStudio interface. And we'll discuss a lot more about RStudio a little bit later on. It's actually saved, or it's bringing up what I had previously had opened. So most likely you'll just have this window on the far left-hand side of your screen with nothing up on top, and you'll have some other windows, and you know that you will be good to go. So that's RStudio for a Mac.